What if the ancient gods were more than just myths? Could the stories carved into Mesopotamian clay tablets be the key to rewriting the history of humanity? The term Anunnaki comes from Sumerian mythology, an ancient civilization that thrived in what is now Iraq over 4,500 years ago. These beings, mentioned in texts like the Epic of Atrahasis and the Epic of Gilgamesh, were depicted as powerful deities who shaped our world. Conventional history sees them as mythical figures, but what if they were something more? What if, as some controversial theories suggest, they were visitors from another world? As Aristotle said, it's the mark of an educated mind to entertain an idea without accepting it. According to the late author Zecharia Sitchin's interpretation of ancient texts, the Anunnaki came from a planet called Nibiru. Their world was dying, its atmosphere failing. They needed one specific element to save it: gold. When dispersed into the atmosphere, gold particles could act as a protective shield, reflecting solar radiation. Their search led them to Earth, arriving around 450,000 years ago. At first, the Anunnaki themselves, along with a group of lesser gods called the Igigi, toiled in the mines. But the labor was backbreaking. The Atrahasis poem says, "The burden of the gods was far too heavy, the labor unbearably hard." Eventually, the Igigi revolted. They surrounded the house of Enlil, a chief Anunnaki leader, and refused to work. A new solution was needed. The Anunnaki decided to create a worker race to take over the burden. This is where the story of humanity's creation takes a radical turn. Sitchin proposed that the Anunnaki didn't create humans from scratch. Instead, they used advanced genetic engineering. They took a primitive hominid, possibly Homo erectus, and upgraded its DNA, creating the first Homo Sapiens. The first of this new species was called Adamu. Sound familiar? This being was designed to be intelligent enough to perform the complex tasks of mining. This story echoes the biblical account of Adam, formed from the dust of the ground, but with a cosmic twist. The Anunnaki established a base of operations in Mesopotamia, a place Sitchin linked to the legendary Garden of Eden. Here, humans were created and put to work, mining the gold that would save Nibiru. In return, the Anunnaki, with their immense size, advanced technology and long lifespans, were seen as gods. They shared knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and agriculture, kickstarting human civilization. After millennia, the Anunnaki's time on Earth came to an end. Their home planet stabilized, and internal conflicts among their leaders, like the rivalry between the brothers Enki and Enlil, grew. The great sky ships began to depart, leaving humanity to its own devices. But they didn't leave us without a plan. According to Sitchin's theory, they established a system of kingship, appointing human rulers to govern in their name. This is documented in the Sumerian king list, which records kings who reigned for impossibly long periods, tens of thousands of years, before a great flood. This catastrophic flood, described in Sumerian texts and mirrored in the story of Noah's Ark, was supposedly a decision by the Anunnaki to wipe the slate clean. But one god, Enki, secretly saved a human, Ziusudra, by instructing him to build an ark. After the flood, civilization was rebooted. The Anunnaki, it's theorized, altered human DNA again, shortening our lifespans to make us more manageable. The reigns of post-flood kings like the legendary Gilgamesh were much shorter, though still impressively long. So where is the physical proof of these gods? Proponents of this theory point to the world's megalithic structures, like the Great Pyramids of Giza. How could an ancient society move 70-ton granite blocks with such precision? Could the pyramids have been navigational aids or energy plants built with Anunnaki technology? This theory is, of course, highly controversial and dismissed by mainstream historians and archaeologists. They argue that these myths are symbolic, and ancient humans were more than capable of incredible engineering feats. But the questions remain. Are the Anunnaki simply the product of human imagination? Or could they be a forgotten chapter in our history? What do you think? Let us know in the comments.